Ella coming in clutch with the fade. Welcome to State of the Game number 121. What is the date today? The 15th of May.
The fuck are you talking?
Hi everyone, my name's Hamish. I'll be hosting today. Why are you laughing? It was a great fade. You put 15th. It's the 22nd. You know what? It's my girlfriend's birthday tomorrow. I should have picked up on that. And I know that her birthday's not the 16th. All right, today I have Chris here with me who's going to give us updates. If you've missed the memo, Chris, you are a community developer on the
Correct.
game.
I was once here for when you were on vacation, and I hopefully did a good job to let me back in here. So
yeah.
Now I'm back and to talk a little bit more about what is happening right now.
Nice, because there is quite a bit of stuff happening
Absolutely.
Out there on the internet. Obviously, a raid came out last week.
Yep.
Was that last week?
It was.
It was
super quick.
Yeah.
Like time flies. If you're just like having, a game that is live and you have to work on it, it's just like days go by, no questions asked.
Have you managed to get much sleep?
Actually, I try to, but my dog wakes up now at like 5 o'clock in the morning because in Sweden, if you don't know, it gets super bright at like 5 o'clock already. So she's like, hey, it's a wake time. Let's go for walks. And I'm like, no.
No.
But it's hard.
Yeah. No, I get that. Raid things. Let's talk a bit about that because that's been obviously the talk of everyone from Thursday to now. A lot of conversations surrounding congratulations, you finished it and you did really good to get world first. What happens then? What it's been like for PC against console and all that sort of stuff. Some rumors about difficulty, I guess. People are talking about that. So we'll try and clarify as much of that as we can today so you know what's up. All right. Firstly, let's do some congratulations.
Absolutely. Well-deserved congratulations as well.
Well-deserved. I don't know about you. I'm not ready to do the raid.
No, I reached 490 and then I watched these guys doing it and I was like, I'm not going to be ready for this. I need people that actually know what to do. And with my stupid setup, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I need to work on my build for sure. But let's have a good time reading through all of these names. Firstly, with the people that completed it first in the world. The lads over from Positive Gamers. Well done. Well done. So Ranger84, Sleepy, The Scale, Marco Style, and Solid. Congratulations. Eel Gnim, which if you read it backwards is Meng Lee. I figured that out on Thursday. I was like, why is it Eel Gnim?
I put it yesterday for the article and I was like, wait a minute.
Hang
I know
on.
that. It's like, you got us.
Gratis till vids. And Nick as well. Congrats.
Such a talented man.
You did so well. That was fun to watch. I did reveal on the stream yesterday, I'm going to wig a butt. Well, actually, no, when I streamed on Monday. I was watching the run-through, but I really needed to shower.
Now I'm interested in that story. No, now I'm interested.
No, I mean, well, I talked about it on the stream on Monday, so the news is out. Look, let's put it down to dedication, but I am so dedicated to finding out what's going on in the community that I took my phone with me into the shower, and that's where they completed the world's first.
Did you cheer in the shower?
Of Dark Hours. Yeah, I did.
Cool. Because some people sing in the shower, and he just like probably woke up his neighbors.
Well, look, I mean, if you're not watching Twitch streams in the shower, what are you doing?
On your phone as well.
You should be in the shower right now watching us.
Absolutely.
Go for gold.
No screenshots though, please. We're okay. Just confirm by chat.
Yes. Do you want to read the PS4 folks?
Absolutely. So first of all, huge congratulations to those guys as well. We, I think, didn't deliver on the promise of like having them, celebrated enough on the weekend. That's because we were on weekend and we do sleep sometimes. But still, huge congratulations. It took a little bit longer, and we know that. But still, Mr. Bats, Yagev, AZ Prime Minister, Handsome Lancer, H2K Predators, and Inkist, as well as Bloodshy and Tico79. Congratulations, PS4. Well-deserved. Was a hard battle, and they did it, and I'm very proud of them.
Yeah, because I think on Friday or Thursday, we were starting to have that conversation bubbling up around the community, like, PC managed to do it. It's impossible on console.
Yes, exactly.
And I totally understand that it's more difficult on console, like, as has been the case with everything in the Division.
Correct.
And Division 1, all of it. Incursions, absolutely everything. It's an input difference, right? Yeah. I mean, it's an FPS. I mean, no, any FPS or anything with shooting mechanics that has a different input, you're going to have a different result.
Exactly. If you shoot at things, it's going to be easier in mouse and keyboard. That's just the case.
I agree. Before we move on, we're going to talk a little bit about that. But Xbox, I think Xbox, the players are largely located down in Oceania.
I don't even know that. So
I think so. And if that's the case, GG. That makes me really happy
You're
because
proud.
a lot of people talk about, that part of the world having a harder time with servers. I mean, we have dedicated servers in Sydney and that sort of thing. But latency for that part of the world has always been a hot topic.
Yep.
So to see competitive content and the people on this platform getting there first from despite their location is freaking cool.
And they started in the middle of the night as well, right? Like when the raid doors opened, it was super early in the morning. So them having the dedication of pushing through, continuing to play, I think that is also very cool.
Yeah. So well done to Bellicosi, Ruthless Raptor, Ruthless Wisey, Call,
Very well
the
done.
Mafia, X-Don, Belted Cactus, Loki, Shoplift, and Adjustix. Well done.
Those names were difficult. Please, next time when you go world first, make it easy names,
Yeah,
okay?
just John Smith
Yes.
across the board. I was also worried that for those console players, when they logged in and saw, the people that had completed it first, that they'd just get the PC players in the base of
Yes.
operations. And that's a bit of a
A downer.
it's a bit of a downer. I was going to say something a little bit more rude than a downer, but that sucks.
Yes.
That's not the case, though.
No. We also heard, obviously, community feedback. We wanted to have that in the game. We were not 100% certain if we can pull it off, to be very honest. But the team put in some extra time. They looked into possibilities, and now we will have a portrait in the White House for each platform. So that's really cool.
All right. So if I'm on PC, I just see the players that completed it on my platform first, and then the same for Xbox. And
Correct. So on PC, you see the PC winners. On Xbox, you see the Xbox winners. And on PS4, you see the PS4 winners. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
There was also concern if we put all the winners in every platform, at some point you will have like 25 different pictures there.
For
For example, obviously no promises for 15 reigns or whatever, but still, you don't want to log in. And we hear people saying like it takes too long to, load in the intro, the snowdrop, the AMD and whatever. Imagine there's like 15 different pictures popping up that you have to click away as well. That would have been bad. So this way it's much nicer. You can just go to the White House if you want to see the winners and you see one picture. For now.
For now. All right. But just to reiterate, Chris isn't confirming that, there are any certain amount of raids.
No.
For example, 25.
Exactly.
For example, a zillion.
That's true.
Just to be to be clear.
I know that you guys, when you talked in the special report, they were like, "Yeah, we're very happy to do another one at least." So like,
Totally.
Like I think the experience was really cool, and that's something that we also want to say. Like for us, watching on Thursday, it was really exciting.
It was
and
really
like,
cool.
We had people here. We have a huge ass TV that is like just uses up so much heat and space, and people were just like super hyped, sitting in front of us. I had a call, so I would, talk to people, and then people would cheer when the boss, fell and stuff like that. So
Were you watching upstairs?
yes, in the war room. So.
Cool.
For us, it was really exciting. So I think nobody in this company doesn't want to have that experience again.
No.
So we're excited to do more of that.
Yeah. No.
Without promises of 25 raids.
All right. Good.
Just saying.
We were actually over in it's a room we call Balrog. That's not really relevant. But we have 3 screens up in there. So we were. I was with the game design team watching. We were jumping around all the different streams
pictures.
and stuff.
Yeah.
It was really cool. So I can't wait until the next raid or raids where we get to do that whole thing again. And yeah, I mean, I look forward to seeing what the second raid looks like for the Division 2.
Exactly.
Because, learnings and stuff. Tomorrow.
Yes.
There is usually a maintenance tomorrow. What's happening with that? Because it might be different
Yes.
this week.
First, before I jump to tomorrow, I just want to say one thing, because we've heard rumors about us changing the raid difficulty. There's currently no plans to change that. Again, as you pointed out, we know the raid is a little harder not a little harder. It's harder on consoles. That not put any adjectives on that. But we are happy with where we're at. We've seen multiple people clear it. And I've seen people take a message from Johan saying like, oh, the door is open for changes. We're always open to changes. We know that the dev team is very passionate about the game. If the community is like giving us the feedback that something is not how they like it, we're not afraid to do changes. At the moment though, for the raid specifically, we don't plan any balance changes right now.
Make it harder.
I mean, maybe. Yannick says it's too easy.
Has he finished it?
Probably. I don't know.
I don't think he has.
Just name calling.
Yeah. No. I like that. We'll see. But that's cool.
Cool. Maintenance tomorrow.
Maintenance tomorrow. Yes.
Yes.
What's happening?
So normally we have our Thursday maintenance at 9:30 till 12 in the prime time of Australia. Sorry. Just a shout out of that. That's not happening right now at that time. So we are still working on some fixes that will hopefully improve some of the experience that some players have. For example, there's a bug that doesn't allow you to go to World Tier 5, even though you did title baseline correctly. So they're still working on this, which means that the 9:30 maintenance can't happen at that time. And we're going to have a maintenance tomorrow, but we don't know exactly on the timing yet. So it might be a little later. Well, it will be a little later. It could be a little later even further. But we'll let you know as soon as we have exact confirmation that it's happening. So, yeah, that's new.
Are we still looking at a 3-hour maintenance or less?
It's probably going to be less because we know if it goes later in the day, we're going to have people coming home and wanting to play. So we will try to narrow it down to 1 hour, but no promises because, as we know, it's software development. So.
Glass half full, this would mean that if we push it by a few hours, that Australia and New Zealand as a region won't have that same issue.
Yep. Absolutely.
Cool. All right.
And for good reason as well.
No, that's awesome. So Twitter is the best place to find out the latest update on that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
We're going to update our socials with that as soon as we have the timing. Normally we would post today, right now, after the set of the game to tell you what exactly happens with the maintenance. Don't worry, it's not going to come up again because we don't know yet exactly, but we'll keep you up to date.
Cool. All right, that's good to know. There is a list on the forum of known issues. Do you mind if we go through some of those?
No, absolutely.
Now?
I think it's very important to keep people also up to date that don't go to the forums.
All right. Are some of these fixed for tomorrow as well as the other bugs you mentioned?
Yeah. So one of the issues, and I mean, you probably got a lot of tweets about that as well, is the ARM patches that you get for completing the raid. So currently, if you do some things that are not picked up by the game, basically if you do it in a different group or if you don't finish it in one session, it can happen that even though you finish all parts of the raid, you don't get the ARM patch delivered to you. That's not what we want. If you finish the raid during this week, or if you have already finished the raid this week, we want you to have the ARM patch. That was always the intention. So tomorrow we're going to fix this, and everybody who already did it will get the ARM patch retroactively as well.
Okay, cool. And just to clarify, that is for the ARM patch for finishing it in the first week?
Correct.
Cool.
Yes.
All right, just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
There's another thing right now happening with the Roosevelt progression blocker.
Yes, so there are two things. One of them is a little funny because I see myself there as well. So there was some reports last week that on Roosevelt Island on hard, the ropes wouldn't go down. So you would basically go to the mission and then it would be, you could not shoot at the ropes, it wouldn't go down, and you couldn't go further on. So it's a complete progression blocker on that difficulty. We already fixed that actually last week, but we didn't tell anybody, I think. So people might have avoided hard Roosevelt Island, but this has been fixed with the maintenance on Thursday when the raid was released.
Okay.
So this should not be the issue anymore. If you still have that, please let us know, but we haven't seen anything so far, so it should be fixed. The second thing is the C4 that you have to use during that last part of the stronghold, and it's in different boxes. You have to open the containers and whatever. What we don't tell you is that they're actually random. So the C4 is not always in the same spot. And containers, as we know, have two sides. So sometimes you have to open this side and sometimes you have to open this side.
Okay.
And we didn't do a very good job to make that clear to players. So we have some people, including me, that run to a container and doesn't open. And we're like, hey, this doesn't work. Where's my C4?
Okay.
But actually, it's just because it's random and because both sides can be opened, it actually works. You just have to look further for the C4. So there's no bug. It's just that the game doesn't explain to you very well where to look for.
Okay.
So we talked to some guys in the dev team, and they're also not very happy how that works at the moment. We want to improve that. We don't have an exact timeline for this. So again, no bug. You can finish the Roosevelt, no problem.
Okay.
You have to look for the C4 a little bit, but in the future, we'll make sure that it is a little bit easier to identify where to open the containers and where the C4 is so that you can not have to run around for 30 minutes to find it, like me.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. Looking forward a little bit further with the next patch for TU 3.1.
Exactly.
When can we expect that? What can we expect from it?
So the important thing about 3.1 is that it will fix a couple of things, and we're going to talk about some of them in a second. But because of that, we're still working on it. So the dev team is now currently looking to implement as many fixes as we can before we move on to the next TU even. So we have a couple of things that maybe we're going to go through this, and that explains why it will take some time. We don't have an exact timing yet, so it's not going to be this week. I can't promise anything for next week or the week after that. There's, again, moving parts. We don't want to make the same mistake of like announcing it and then we have to move it because the fix is not ready. So we'll keep you up to date as soon as we can. But for example, one of the things that we have been seeing come up again, and some people were thinking we forgot something, but the NPCs being more aggressive and being like very quick and rushing to people, that's actually, unfortunately, and I say unfortunately, not an old bug. it's a new bug. So it didn't get caught on PTS. We didn't catch it internally either. So them rushing and them, trying to get you is not something that is basically old, but it's actually a new behavior. So for this, we need to fix a couple of things specifically. And it's one of our highest priorities. We know that it's very annoying. We play it as well, and we have been there.
Sure.
And I just talked to Drew and the dev team that is, leading that effort.
Yep.
And they're very focused on a couple of things. And they found a couple of more bugs that make this currently look worse than it even is. So there's some animation situation that is not perfect. Some NPCs look like they're super speeding through the picture when they rush to you. And they have identified these issues now, and they're working on fixes. Okay. Just to be clear, some of these will be happening with 3.1, and some of these will be a little later. That being said, the most important one where NPCs are just rushing you, or they rush by you and then go and cover behind you, that's something that we want to fix with 3.1 for sure.
Okay. There's a few other things that I've noticed as well. Looting. Oh, I've seen a lot of tweets actually of people showing pictures of masks not looking like properly scaled, or I think even the things that should have transparency on them don't have them. Is that something that we can expect fixed?
Yes, absolutely. Right. That's also in 3.1. So the black Task Commander mask was the one that was mentioned first. Too small, looked a little bit like Greedo from Star Wars when they put it on. So that's also in 3.1. That's going to be fixed. Okay.
I also see here looting as junk option not being available. Correct. And the semi-auto rifles rate of fire being a little bit funky.
Yes. Loot of junk, that's on mass. Sorry. We disabled the option. It's going to come back. Okay. And then the rate of fire is also obviously very important for those that use semi-automatic weapons. And that's going to be fixed in 3.1 as well.
Cool. I know this is something that I noticed also watching the competitive race to world first in the raid. It happens sometimes, weapons going invisible and weapons not doing damage, even though there are workarounds. Yep. Those things were frustrating. Do we have any progress with those ones?
Yes. So we found the underlying issues for, I think, all three of them. Some fixes take a little bit longer because, again, there's some animation with it. But the workarounds still work. So if you, for example, don't do damage with one magazine, reloading normally helps. But we obviously want that gone completely. So we found the issues, and the fixes are being worked on. I think some of them will be in 3.1. I don't know if everything will be in there.
Okay, cool. I also see another issue here that we're investigating where some Asian players are stuck in a loop when they're starting the game because they can't download and start the patch process. Yep. There's a workaround to rename the Division 2 folder to only include Latin letters. Is it Asian specific? Because obviously there are other characters out there in the world.
So it comes up from the Asian communities specifically because they use a lot of different letters in their usernames. And it's specifically apparently the Windows username. So if you have non-Latin letters in your Windows username, it might help to change it. This is an issue with one of the live patches we did. So then you boot up the game, it tells you you have to download the live patch and it doesn't happen. And then unfortunately, you can't start the game. So we're looking into this to fix it as soon as we can. I know that it's very high priority for everybody. We know that some people just can't play, and it's really, really bad.
Is that something that's come through from support? I imagine they'd probably be getting a lot of contacts about that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And we're looking into all kind of solutions, not only on the dev side, but also what else we can do to make this go away, but also to apologize to players. So
cool. I also see here, very simply, sound issues.
Yes.
Platform specific. I see a lot of it on console specifically. Is that something that we have any word on, or is that in just the investigating mode? Yeah,
so that is something that is difficult for us because players say like, oh, my sound doesn't work. Or sometimes I see things like, oh, you didn't fix the sound issues yet. And it's very like broad and we don't really know which sound issues you're talking about. One thing we have identified internally as well is that if you are on any platform actually, and you play and then there's for 5 seconds there's no sound, and then suddenly after that the whole sound of those 5 seconds is played at once, which obviously sounds terrible, but also your immersion is breaking and everything. Yeah. So we think found the underlying cause of this, but we've also seen that some people that say like, I don't have shooting sounds, I don't have sounds when I start a mission, I don't have sounds in other activities. For those, it's really important to us that you tell us exactly when this happens, what activity you are doing, what platform are you on, what hardware are you on if you have a PC, and then, and this might sound silly, but what headset are you using? And if you're using software on PC for that headset, for example, that's also important. Because we fixed some things in TU2 and we noticed that it was a specific part of the software that was used for a headset brand. And until we actually bought those headsets and installed the software, we weren't able to reproduce it internally. So for sound issues and like tech issues in general, always be as specific as you can. All the details, there's never enough details that you can provide to us.
Cool. Perfect. Yeah. All right. Oh, just before you forget, you did mention to me before that, and we showed it on the stream last week, there's a physical patch that the Race to World First folks who managed to get into the, those winning teams, there's a physical patch we want to send out to them. There are 2 people that haven't given us their addresses. Check your emails, Marco and Sleepy. Right?
Yes.
Am I wrong?
No, that's right.
All right. I just had to put the hard word on them. We need to know where you live.
Exactly.
Only to send you a patch.
And we're going to delete the stuff later.
Yeah.
Like, we don't keep it.
Yes.
Promise.
Yep. Okay. What comes next? You really glossed over it before. TU4 is going to be a thing as well. And while we aren't here with a big stream full of fanfare, it's going to be cool.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure we will do a big fanfare TU4 stream in the future.
Yes.
What can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So we really wanted to tell that there's more content to come. Like we've seen a couple of people saying like, oh, I can't raid, so where's my content? Don't worry, we're working on more things. There's more things to come. And while we can't say when Title Update 4 is coming and what everything is that is coming with Title Update 4, we want to say Specialization 4 is coming with Title Update 4. So the new specialization, I'm not saying which or how it looks or what's going to be, but
people
it's
have
coming.
seen a thing.
Don't tell them.
But
yeah, they might. I'm not saying it is this, but they will see soon. We have more information coming.
It might not be that one.
Who knows? Who knows?
Noises.
Exactly.
That people make.
Exactly.
No, but it doesn't say. It says in that trailer before that there will be new specializations.
Yep.
And it shows pretty clearly what that new specialization might be.
Exactly.
But that might not be this one.
Exactly. Or it could be this one and it could be super cool.
What I would love to do is a stream that is focused on just that specialization, where we show a dev build of how that specialization works.
I think that sounds like a cool idea.
Could we make that happen?
I think so, definitely.
Cool. Anything else about TU? TU4's a ways off, so we don't really have much more to say about that.
Yeah, we also don't want to overhype it right now because, again, we will have information coming out. What I think I can say already, and hopefully Yannick will not stone me after this, there will be a PTS to test it. So
you're in trouble with that.
Exactly. So yeah, there will be also chance to test it, and we hope that players are happy to test it because as we've seen now with TU3, it's very important to test things on the PTS because then we can catch more bugs and hopefully get a better, smoother experience when the patch goes live. And I want to say that I talked to the dev team and especially the NPC situation. They're as disappointed as the players are. Like they also are let down because again, it's a new issue. They came in and on Thursday when it went a little bit bigger and people were more complaining about it. That bummed them out as well. So I just want to say like these people are really passionate about the game. They want to fix it as soon as they can. And one of the things that they said is like, I'm disappointed that this made it into the game. Like we don't want that. Yeah. So again, PTS for TU4 is coming and we'll have dates and information and everything. But you can help us make the game as good as it can be by just testing the stuff that's going to be live.
Well said, Chris. I agree. It's one thing that's really easy to miss because we don't have cameras that we can just take around everywhere to show how upset it makes the developers when things don't go exactly the way they wanted. And I think that's easy for us to overlook because, I mean, we've said it before on their streams that the devs hate when these things happen as much, if not more, than the players do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. On a much lighter note and much more positive, Agent Highlights it keeps turning out a bunch of awesome,
you guys
awesome
are
things.
Amazing. Like what you're doing and what you're putting out, crazy.
It seems. Anyway, I won't spoil anything. Let's actually just show some of these things. We've got 3 things to show you today. So let's take a look at the first one. What do we got? All right, Gamer Palm Sweats. This is so cool. I love that these are actually just in-game pictures. Yeah. And then making some extra content out of them. Go and check that Twitter tag if you want to go and find some more cool things. Now I'm just going to read this for a while. Very cool. Oh, love it. I can read it. I'm wearing glasses. I'm not going to read it out loud. I'm just reading it in my mind. That's not really good TV. Sorry.
I can't actually read it.
So there's more of those if you want to go and check those out. But awesome, Gamer Palm Sweats.
Yes, very, very cool.
Slow Penguin as well. If you have missed this awesome cosplay, has another for us. Let's check this one out. I literally, when I saw this, like just going through my Twitter feed, I thought it was a painting.
It could be a screenshot as well.
I legit thought it was, or like a CGI.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool.
No, but that's all legit.
Like the mask, just like always, like it's such a simple concept. Like I'm gonna have a gas mask, like in the Division 2, but they always make it look super cool, and I'm like, I want to buy this.
Yeah.
I don't know why I should wear this, but I want to have it.
You should just wear it to work, man.
Yeah.
Look super cool. I think it helps if you're really into cosplay that you're also a professional photographer and a professional makeup artist. Just saying.
Small advantages.
Seems to help. Also, we have more cosplay in our third entry. These may seem like familiar people to you if you've been around the internet. Area the Fox and Kuno Hako as well, who has done the photography and the editing. And Ella is wondering in my notes what... I love this. WTF is someone who does Photoshop called. A Photoshopper? Well done. I like that. So good.
You should hear a giggle in the background, by the way. We have to mic up Ella.
It's good.
That makes it up.
Akuno Hako is that the Twitter tag is there, but also the same on Instagram. So go and check that out because Akuno Hako is good Photoshopper. That's the thing. All right. Thanks so much for all the information today, Chris.
Thank you for having me.
I super appreciate it, and I hope the community does too, because it's, I think, important to get as much of that out there as possible. So again, can we just do a quick refresher on what's happening with the maintenance tomorrow?
Yes. So no maintenance at 9:30 tomorrow. So Australia prime time, you can play your heart's content. And then we will update you tomorrow. I want to say probably afternoon Europe time, and then let you know exactly when the maintenance is happening. So we're going to give you enough time, an hour before at least. And then it's going to be a shorter maintenance if everything goes well. So we only have 1 hour maintenance, 1 hour downtime. And then we should have some fixes in there, which is, I think, very cool.
Cool. For those of you, if you don't want to do the calculation, I think that would be noon Europe time is 10 p.m. New Zealand, 8 p.m. Sydney time.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. I didn't even know that.
All right. Again, thank you.
Thank you very much.
And we have some more the Division 2 photos. If you want to enter as well in that, hashtag the Division 2 photos on Twitter. If you want to see your stuff here and then also get cool stuff out of making cool content. All right. We will see you all again next week. Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, I'm turning in, Norm.
Oh, yeah?